now performing the picture play is Crystal. So please give Crystal a round of applause.
The Killing of Yamata-no-Orochi, a story in pictures. Long, long ago, in the age of the gods, the great deity Susanoo was cast down from the heavens, where the gods lived, and landed in the land of Izumo. Eventually, he came to the He River and was looking into it when a pair of chopsticks came floating down the river. Susanoo picked up the chopsticks and thought to himself, if there are chopsticks floating in this river, there must be people living further upstream. He decided to follow the river up to the place where the chopsticks came from. After walking upstream for a while, Susanoo began to hear the sounds of people crying. What's this? Who could that be? And why are they crying? Thought Susanoo. When he came to the source of the crying, Susanoo saw an old man and an old woman and a young girl gathered together crying. Who are you? Why are you crying? Susanoo asked the three. When they heard Susanoo's voice, the three of them were surprised and turned towards him. I am called Ashinatsushi, ruler of these lands, answered the old man. Pointing to the old woman next to him, he continued, and this is my wife, Tenatsushi. Next, pointing to the young woman, who still could not stop her tears, he said, and this is our daughter, Princess Kushinada Hime. The old man stared long and hard at Susanoo, making a confused face. Finally, he said, I've never heard of you from around here before. Who are you, sir? And where do you come from? My name is Susanoo, he replied, puffing out his chest. The brother of the great goddess of heaven, Amaterasu. I have come to see whether or not this land is ruled peacefully. The old couple were very surprised at this. I can't believe someone so great as you now stands before us, said the old man. Tell me, why is it that you are crying like this? Asked Susanoo. Well, the old man began, the truth is, if you follow this river, the He River, upstream from here, there is a place called Amagafuchi. A terrible monster named Yamata-no-Orochi has made his home here. Each year, the Orochi comes down to devour another person. We had 8 daughters before, but only this one daughter remains. The old man choked back the tears as he continued. Even if we were to give ourselves to be eaten instead of our daughter, she would be left in a terrible situation to fend for herself. For as parents and child, how could either of us go on without the other? Ah, what a miserable situation you are all in, Susanoo responded instinctually. All right, I have decided that I will slay the Orochi for you. This surprised the old man so much that he almost threw his bag out. But his mother, Orochi, is horrified. This monster, Orochi, is horrified. It has 8 heads and eyes that glow as red as the full blood moon, and its ears are overgrown like pine needles, and horns that look like withered trees, and its belly is a deep rolling stone. Its body is huge, which covers the 8 mountains and 7 valleys, crumbling to the mountains as it moves. By what means could you slay such a monster? Ashinatsushi asked desperately. Susanoo thought long and hard. Finally, Susanoo spoke, saying, I have heard such monsters love the taste of alcohol. We will make a strong liquor called yashiori, and fill 8 bottles to the brim with it. When we have the princess stand on a cliff so that the Orochi will see her reflection in the liquor and mistake it for the real princess. Then it will gulp down the liquor and become drunk and fall asleep. The old man and the old woman listened carefully to his words. Once it is asleep, I will make a great sword of 10 hands and cut the Orochi to pieces, Susanoo said, swinging his sword excitedly. Finally, he continued, after I have succeeded in killing the Orochi, I want to take the princess as my wife. What do you say to that? What? Exclaimed the old couple. The couple talked with one another, but worrying over the fate of her daughter, the old woman was unwilling to give her daughter to a total stranger. But mother, the old man pleaded with the old woman, as things are, our last daughter will simply be eaten by Orochi. With these words, the old woman finally agreed. All right, said the old man, we'll do as you say. Excellent, said Susanoo. Then leave the Orochi to me. Once I have killed the Orochi, I will take her to a nearby village of Sakusa, where we will make a sacred place to live with a sacred border rope of 7 shrines and a sacred border fence of 8 sections. And I will call this place Yaegaki Shrine and retire there for the rest of time. With that, Susanoo began to make the strong alcohol that would help him defeat his enemy. Having made all the necessary preparations to set the strong alcohol in 8 barrels, Susanoo took his place and waited for the Orochi. The earth began to tremble and the sky got dark with storm clouds as the wind blew an unnatural gale. Then the Orochi appeared. The Orochi immediately smelled the alcohol and saw the reflection of the princess in each barrel. Grah, the Orochi roared as it plunged his various heads excitedly into the barrels of Yashiori, drinking down the alcohol in huge gulps. Having drunk down all the alcohol, the Orochi let out a drunken sigh of satisfaction, folded himself up, settled his head down, and began to sleep. Yes, Orochi said to himself, the Orochi has fallen asleep. Now is my chance. Susanoo slowly and carefully approached the giant serpent monster Orochi to make sure it was totally asleep. It seemed that everything had gone according to plan. The Orochi was asleep. Susanoo then took out his great sword of 10 hands, threw the sheath aside, and swung it hard to cut down Orochi. Ja! The cut was not deep enough, cried Susanoo. Indeed, the armored scales that covered the body of the Orochi were thick and hard, and even Susanoo's great swords could not cut them deeply. With this first cut, the Orochi woke up, whipped around, and glared with all its many heads directly at Susanoo, squaring off for an attack. In order to get his courage up against this terrifying sight, Susanoo once again puffed out his chest and roared his name. I am Susanoo, the brother of the great goddess of heaven, Amaterasu. What do you think, monster? Were those 8 whole barrels of poisonous alcohol that you gulped down delicious? Realizing that he had been tricked to drink the poison, the Orochi flashed its eyes hatefully at Susanoo and growled a fiercely throaty growl. Without warning, Susanoo and the Orochi clashed together violently, each trying his best to take the other's life. Susanoo swung his sword furiously, blood spraying up with each swing. The Orochi in turn opened its great mouth and stuck together attacks one after the other. Susanoo adroitly sidestepped each attack, landing blow after blow on whichever outstretched neck appeared to him. The two exchanged blows and narrow misses in an evenly matched dance of death. However, before long, the poisonous alcohol began to take its toll on Orochi, pumping through its veins even faster in the excitement of the battle. The great serpent's movements became slower and sloppier, until finally Susanoo saw an opening and drove his great sword of 10 hands deeply into the back of the Orochi. Wah! Wailed the Orochi in pain. Susanoo quickly cut one head off, then another. The Orochi curled up its many tails and tried to escape. I will not let you escape, Susanoo screamed. Susanoo pursued the Orochi, cutting at its heads and tails as it tried to escape. Just then, it tried to cut off the last of its tail. There was a sharp ka-chink sound, and the shock ran through Susanoo's great sword of 10 hands. As he looked down at the half-severed tail, Susanoo saw a beautiful sword sticking from within it. Taking the sword in his hand, Susanoo exclaimed, "What a stunningly beautiful sword! I will present this great treasure to my older sister, Amaterasu, as a gift." And with the Orochi now cut to pieces, Susanoo hurried back to the place where Princess Kushinada Hime was waiting. Seeing that the princess was unharmed, Susanoo let out a sigh of relief and ran to meet her. When he got to the place where she was standing high on a cliff, he was struck by the beauty of the view they could see from the cliff. A great sea of clouds stretched far into the distance, bellowing in waves like the ocean. Without thinking, Susanoo, deeply touched by the beautiful view and the prospect of a new life together with his new wife, sang forth these lines. Behold the great eightfold clouds of the land of Izumo. Those gracefully billowing clouds form an 8-layered fence, surrounding our new home and keeping my new wife inside. That magnificent 8-fold blanket of clouds. And this, as the legend has it, was the first Japanese poem, also known as waka, ever to be composed. Thank you.
Brother of the sun goddess, Amaterasu. I am called Susanoo. I have come to the land of Izumo, near the Hi River, to vanquish the evil in this land. And then I shall rule this country with happiness and peace. Hold on.
助けたまえ。
There someone there that can hear us. If you are there, then please save our daughter's life. Is there someone there that can hear us? If you are there, then please save our daughter's life. Oh! What's this? An old couple and a beautiful young lady. Why are they crying? I am an old man and a god living in this country. Who are you? I am the younger brother of the sun goddess Amaterasu. I am Susanoo. And you are? I am Ashinazuchi. This is my wife, Tenazuchi. And this is our daughter, Princess Kushinada. Tell me, why are you crying? Near the Hill River is a pond called Anagafuchi. A giant serpent lives there. It is called Yamata-no-Orochi. Every year, Orochi eats someone. We have 8 daughters, but in 7 years, Orochi eats 7 of our daughters already. This year, Orochi will eat our last child. That is a sad story. I feel sorry for you. So, I will help you. I will defeat the Orochi. That is a good idea. She must marry Susanoo. She must marry Susanoo. Then, if you save us, you may marry our princess. a great sword in the tail of the Orochi. I will give it to my sister, Amaterasu, as an offering of peace. My new wife and I will make our home in the land of Izumo. 役も立つ出雲八重垣つわごみに八重垣作るその八重垣を